All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from both California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I'm the dude in California. Then we have my buddy Denton. He's way over there in Alabama. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, and if you don't mind, I'd like to get a couple of things out of the way first.
Oh, all right.
If you
get some stuff
if
off
you want to
your
get
chest.
hold of us, you can contact us at Denton and I still don't know. What the heck is it?
As soon as you said that, I'm thinking, is he going to get it right?
Nope.
All right. Denton and Sass Show at gmail.com.
And our website is Denton and Sasquatch Show.
.com. Yes.
.com. And we also kind of hang out at prepperforums.net, where we discuss things about, the end of the world, end of time, whatever, and how to prepare for it, and how to continue to eat when it all falls apart. Because eating is important.
Yes, it is. We also have a YouTube channel if you'd like to go check that out. And we can be heard on iTunes if that is your preferred platform. So search Denton and Sasquatch on iTunes.
All right. Now that we got all that out of the way, didn't you have something you want to talk about?
Oh, you mean we're supposed to talk about stuff? I thought we'd just hang out.
Oh, well, okay.
Stare at each other. No, I took my nephew fishing for the first time today. That was interesting.
Where'd you go?
Just a little local park lake around here. But I was happily surprised that he took to it very quickly. So I'm proud of the little man.
What'd he catch?
Well, unfortunately, he didn't catch anything. But he did learn how to cast and how to put hooks on and all the basics you need to know. So, and he enjoyed himself, so that means he's going to want to do it again. But this is the son of my liberal sister who, no camping, no guns, no any of this kind of stuff. So I'm glad I get to teach him some of this stuff.
Well, is she going to go ahead and let you take him camping too sometime?
Yeah, she gave me the okay to take him camping. I just got to find a spot. It's kind of busy right now this time of year, so I got to find me a good spot to take him.
All right. Well, for a Sasquatch, that shouldn't be too awful hard.
Yeah. I want to take him for his first time, do a little, basically car camping, because he's not ready to go backpacking out in the wilderness yet.
How old is he?
He is 10.
10. All right. Yeah, he's getting there, though.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, he's a little bit late for shooting.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to let me do that, but I may try to work it in somehow.
Yeah. I'm sure you can figure it out. That'll be great.
Oh, and the other thing, last week we talked about some music, about the soundtrack to your life, if you had one, so to speak. And Annie told us, listener Annie, that Allman Brothers' Blue Sky would be her soundtrack to her life. And good old Mike Tango, he said Boston Peace of Mind would be his song. Also wanted a little shout out to Yoda Dunbar. He listens on YouTube, and he always comments on pretty much every show we have. I believe he's in Australia. So good eye, mate.
I knew that was coming.
So
gee, now you got me thinking. What would be your soundtrack?
were you that drunk last weekend? You don't remember?
The only thing I ever let my wife pour for me now is water.
No, we got on the whole point of the thing because I was playing because I got in the car and the song "Here I Go Again" by Whitesnake.
Witty Snaka.
There you go. You told that story, so there you go. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have to tell it again then.
And then I jokingly said your song was a "Tiptoe Through the Tulips."
Well, I'm glad I was drunk last week.
Yeah, so if anybody, if you still have a soundtrack to your life you'd like to tell us, you can hit us up at Denton and Sass Show at gmail.com or hit us up on YouTube or any place you can find us.
Okay, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that in that thread at the website there, and I was wondering, what the heck is this about?
Well, see, that's what happens when you're, what do you call it, coherent during the show.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I went to stand up to come back here to do the show. That's when it hit me. I realized, holy crap, she's poisoning me.
It's probably what she's trying to do. Get rid of your grumpy old ass.
Don't cancel that life insurance policy. I think mine would probably be, Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo.
Wow, that's a surprising pick from you.
Yeah, either that or They Call Me the Breeze by Leonard Skinner.
That one would work too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was good. This filled in a lot of blanks I've had since last week. Great.
Well, go ahead and just listen to the last show, and you'll hear the whole thing.
I don't want to.
Well,
I never listen to the shows to begin with. I just speed forward to the very end to see what you picked out for the outro, and I'm damn sure not going to listen to the last week's.
All right.
I'm 12 stepping it from now on, by the way. Anyway, I did want to talk about it's been kind of fun in the political realm.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, President Trump can stir the hornet's nest, and it's fun. Let him out of the country and watch people cringe. It is awesome. Oh boy, he pissed off the Germans, which I don't care. Yeah, I don't. What? He's right. You know, the European Union is our foe. I mean,
yeah.
When we tax their cars that come into America, 2.5% tariff. Our cars get taxed or tariffed at 10% level.
Gee, imagine that.
Yeah. And all they want to do is just take us for granted. It's like a bad relationship, really. Yeah, they take us for granted. They drain us of our money. We ought to call them EU the bitch, as a matter of fact. They drain us of our money, and they expect us to protect them. It's very much like a bad relationship, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's the woman that, goes and screams at the big guy and then runs and hides behind you.
Yeah. And back in the day, I can understand why we had NATO, and I can understand why we were a part of NATO. But now, they're big boys over there. You got, if England wants to hang out with them, I wouldn't blame them if they didn't. But you've got France, you got Germany, you got all these people there, or these nations, an entire continent that ought to work together. I mean, they want to work together, allegedly. That's why they have the European Union. And so why don't we just disband NATO and it can be the EU military?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically is anyway.
Yeah. Because people say, well, we need a foothold over there. Why? I really don't think we do, because the whole concept of a foothold over there is so that we'll have troops there when the globalists stir up another war for their own gratification, monetary gratification, and to rearrange the power situation.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm guessing no matter whatever happens, we're not going to take all our troops out of there. At the very least, they'd have some people there, I'm using quotes right now, training other people, just because it's we're a very imperialistic country.
The establishment is very imperialistic.
Yes, well, and the establishment pretty much still runs things.
Well, enter Donald Trump. And that's why I love this. I wish he could be in there for like 12 years, because I'm pretty sure if he had 12 years, he would probably get around to getting us out of there.
Well, and that's why they're fighting it so hard, and that's why they hate Trump so much.
Mm-hmm. Now, if Russia is that big of a threat, why is Germany buying their fuel, the gas, I guess oil, natural gas from Russia? They're buying like 70% of what they use from the big bad boogeyman. Okay? That big bad boogeyman, if he's actually such a boogeyman, he could wait till the dead of winter and flip the switch and say, you got no more fuel until you do things the way we say to do it.
Well, and the reason they do that is because they know they have the safety net known as the United States.
Right. So we ought to pull that safety net away. Or, Trump is making it to where we're going to be the energy powerhouse of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they buy fuel from us? Why give money to the country that's supposed to be your enemy? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, a lot of what they do doesn't make any sense, but they still do it.
Yeah, they just can't help it. But, you know, at the same time now, Trump's going over there, and right after he's going to go talk to Putin. As a matter of fact, in just a few hours, he'll be talking to Putin at, where's that place he's going to?
I don't know. Where is he going?
I forgot. It doesn't matter. It really does. It's going to be all over the news tomorrow. It's been all over the news today. I just can't remember jack, so it's okay. But he makes it clear that the EU is our foe, and he's going to go meet Putin. And the Democrats are having a cow about that. The Democrats want him to cancel that meeting.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah. And then Hillary Clinton, the witch who just won't die or shut up.
Somebody throw some water on her. Maybe that'll do the trick.
Well, we could only hope. Well, she tweeted out, "Great World Cup." Question for...
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Question for Trump as he meets Putin. Do you know which team you play for?
Oh, jeez.
Well, you know, that can be taken a couple of ways. You know, first way it could be, President Trump, do you know you're on the side of America? Well, Hillary, we're pretty sure about him, and we're pretty sure you're not on our side. So shut your cotton picking pie hole. I had to clean that up a little bit. Had another thing for her. Or it could be question for President Trump as he meets Putin. Putin, do you know which team you play for? In other words, don't forget the establishment can take you out if you cross the line, so you better remember you're supposed to be playing for the establishment.
Yeah, it could be a veiled threat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But Trump doesn't care.
He doesn't take to that very well at all.
That's the great thing about Trump is he just doesn't care.
I'm wondering if he thinks he's bulletproof. Reagan wasn't. Kennedy wasn't. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So he's going to go over there and meet with Vlad the Putin. And I'm really hoping that Mr. Putin will bring up the fact, because they're all saying, well, you got to do something about that Crimea and Ukrainian situation. Bring that up. Make Putin leave. Let's not forget, and I hope President Putin points out to President Trump, the reason why it happened is because Obama and Soros made sure that the duly elected president of Ukraine was thrown out, mob style. Okay, and then they put in the political bunch that would work with the West, that would like the West. You know, Nazis and Muslims. Now, I'm sure Trump knows this. I mean, I'm hoping he does, but if he doesn't, I hope Putin reinforces or tells him that, if not reinforces this information, so that Trump's crazy enough to put that out there for everybody to hear and see, you know?
Yeah, and I wish he would.
That would be great. That way everybody's on the same sheet of music and Hillary could go to jail. And Obama.
He'll tweet it, and then the Democrats and their propaganda wing, the media, will say it's not true.
Yeah. Well, we know not to trust them anymore. Everybody knows not to trust them. I was listening to Trump shut down CNN. They was trying to ask him a question. I think it's when he was in Europe over there. And he says, no, not you. You're CNN. I'm not taking any questions from CNN. You're fake news.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was. He's a little bit ruthless with those people. I don't blame him. But, yeah, I think that we have two leaders in the world there. We got Trump and Putin. Both of them do not like the establishment. They don't like globalists. They're nationalistic men. And I think they can work well together.
Yeah, they can. I mean, you definitely don't trust a guy like Putin, but you can work with him just as long as you keep your eye on him.
Yeah. Well, the same could be said, or could have been said, about Obama and Bush and Clinton. I mean,
well, and the thing about Putin, he is an old school sort of man's man. You know, no matter what you think about him, that's what he is. So he respects power. He respects, somebody who's aggressive, and that's what Trump is. You know, Obama cowering to everybody all the time, and what was it he said to Putin's thing? Oh, well, I'll have more leeway after my next election to do whatever Putin wants me to. And it's like,
oh, that was Medvedev, for whatever his name was, the president between Putin's terms there.
Yeah. So, Putin doesn't respect that.
No. No, he doesn't. And I'm pretty sure that the globalists, that is, say, the Democrats and 80% of the Republicans, are afraid of these two cats getting together and discussing them.
Yeah, comparing notes.
Yeah. And that's why they're screaming, no, you got to cancel that. And, and Hillary Clinton's trying to muddy the waters, like anybody listens to that crazy woman anymore anyway. But they're afraid that these two are going to get together and they're going to start working against the enemy. And I'll say something else about that. That kind of makes me want to buy a few more cans of beans and another sack of rice.
Why? Because you think they're going to ramp things up?
Well, wouldn't you? If you've been working for decades and decades to take over the world, you've taken over, through your corporations, you've bought out the media, you pay off the politicians, you do everything to make sure that you can control everything: war, peace, energy, money. You do it all, and then the tables are turned on you.
Yeah,
you're not gonna go down easy, are you?
Oh no, not at all. I am very surprised that Trump is still standing, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of prayer warriors that are praying on his behalf.
But I also think if they were to do that, it would make Trump a martyr. So they don't want to do that. I think it's kind of a last-ditch effort for them.
Well, Kennedy was killed. They pinned it on some patsy.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. That's for sure.
They tried to whack Reagan because he was going to expose the IRS for the fraud it is, and I reckon after catching a bullet, he decided he'd forget about that. Can't blame him. But yeah, I'm thinking that it wouldn't be a bad idea to, just kind of prepare. Situational awareness, preparation, that kind of stuff will keep you alive. And if you know what's going on, you see these things coming, you realize that, that cornered cat is going to scratch us. So just be ready.
Yeah, Trump didn't stop what's going on. He just slowed it down.
Yeah, and he can't get everybody out because, well, first off, they have unions, and don't get me started on unions. But how do you get rid of you just can't go in there and say, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Union protection.
Well,
why we have unions in public sectors, I have no idea.
Perfect example. I forget how you say his name. Strozik? Stroke, yeah. Well, his testimony, I mean, he went in there with a smug look on his face and basically said, I'm not going to answer because Mueller told me not to answer. It's like, wait a second, you're sitting in front of Congress. You will answer. Nope, I won't do that. So.
Every one of them are agencies that report back to Congress.
Yep.
So they don't have the authority to do that. Well, my leadership in the FBI told me not to answer any questions that's involving any ongoing activities. You're asked how many times or how long did it take to start investigating Hillary Clinton, and what did you do? Did you ever? I can't answer that. Really?
Well, and then
we're not asking about the details, you moron.
Then you got the Democrats jumping in. Oh, sir, that's not parliamentary. That's not the correct procedure. Blah blah blah, and just muddying the waters, as you said. And yeah, so I mean, it's all a joke.
Yeah, but everybody's getting onto it. Everybody sees what's going on. Even the Democrats at work are saying nothing. Yeah, at the beginning, they just love to try to throw Trump under any bus they could find, make little comments. They're saying nothing nowadays. You can't argue with success.
Yep.
So, but that success is coming to the detriment of the establishment. And so, like I'm saying, if you need to buy another case of ammunition, another 6-month supply of MREs or whatever it is, think about doing it.
Hey, you know what that reminds me? Let me write that down. Buy more ammo. All right. Yes.
You had to write that down?
Well, I like to keep lists.
Okay.
No, actually, I buy ammo every time I go to Wally World.
Yeah.
A little bit at a time.
Once I found that you can buy the case at ammo.com and places like that, bulkammo.com.
Oh.
I don't buy it at Walmart. Well, I do. I'll buy some 45 Colt and that kind of stuff just to go shoot a little bit.
Yes, but remember where I live, my friend.
Oh, yeah, you're in California.
Yeah, we can't have that stuff shipped here.
I need to rent a U-Haul one day. Or 1 week and go out there and visit you.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I have, what would you call it? Like a trifold shower head in my shower because I'm so tall. So if I just use the standard one coming out of the wall, it just hits me in the stomach. So I had to buy one of these trifold things to make it taller and then put a head on it. Well, my head went bad. I had it for years, and I had to buy a new one. Well, since the time that I had the old one and bought the new one, they switched regulations here in California, so now it's green or whatever you want to call it, energy, not proof, but energy wise or whatever. And the thing,
water efficient.
Yes, and the thing trickles water out. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not dealing with this. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have Denton buy me a shower head in Alabama and mail it to me.
I can do that. I'll do it.
I'll tell you the model number because I'm sure your Lowe's and everything has them too. Just they probably have the good ones. So
Moonbeam Brown is probably listening to this and taking notes. He's going to raid your house.
Well, if he is, hi, Moonbeam, go F yourself.
He's going to come, throw you against the wall, suds and everything, and snatch your little shower head right off.
I could see that. This power head is not energy efficient, and I will be seizing it under the state of California.
I tried to use one of those water efficient shower heads one time. My flat sure did, and I kind of got used to it. Then I guess about 6 months into it, the little restrictor thing in there busted. And all of a sudden, I've got real water coming out again. It was great.
Yeah.
So, forget that energy or water savings crap.
Well, not to get off track either, but I'm helping my old man redo the one of the bathrooms here. So I ripped a bunch of tile out this weekend, and we're gonna put in a new floor, new tile, and we're gonna put in a new toilet. But now, this is an old toilet, so it's just a normal toilet. Well, now you have to buy the what do they call them? Low flush toilets that are energy efficient and water efficient. Well, when you go to flush, you got to flush the damn thing 3 times to get everything to go down. So
you're trying to wash the turd down with a cup of water.
Basically, so how are you saving any water if I have to flush it 3 times just to get everything down, when before I just had to flush it once?
Well, it's like everything else the liberals come up with. It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it looks good on paper.
Yeah. Briefs well, but in reality, it doesn't work.
You got anything else over there? You want me to?
I think we've covered that. It's going to be fun tomorrow. I can't wait. I thought about waking up in time to hear the Trump, Putin. They're going to go out together afterwards, and they're going to answer questions. And then I realized I don't have to. It's going to be played and replayed and replayed, and I'll just watch it then. But something to look forward to. It's going to be great.
Trump Watch 2018. Well, yeah, and it's even fun listening to their stupid commentary because they're going to twist it and turn it, in any way to make it negative towards Trump.
Well, of course. But everybody sees what he's doing, and, he's better than anybody ever thought he was going to be. I had no idea.
Yep.
Sorry, Ted Cruz. I won't be voting for you next year either.
Well, we could play this game. Do you know who is?
We won't be fooled again?
No, who?
Who's on second?
No, who is the World Health Organization?
Oh, that who?
Yeah, that who.
Okay, well, they have nothing to do with the band.
Says here, a new classification by the World Health Organization on sex addiction as a mental disorder is hoping to change the disorder's perception in society. In June, WHO updated their international classification of diseases and now defines compulsive sexual health disorder as a persistent pattern of failure to control intense repetitive sexual impulses or urges resulting in repetitive sexual behavior. Let's see. Sex addiction can now be diagnosed based on whether repetitive sexual activities become the focus of a person's life and if someone experiences numerous unsuccessful efforts to reduce sexual behavior and continued sexual activity despite deriving little satisfaction from it. Okay, so there you go. WHO has now changed basically the meaning of sexual addiction or how it's classified. But I call on the audience to look at Assembly Bill 1810 here in California.
All right.
Well, 1810, I'm sure nobody has because it's a California thing for one. But I bring this up because you know how it goes. So goes California, so goes the country, sort of a saying has been for a while. They try things out here, and if it works, they try to implement it in other parts of the country. Well,
whatever it is, I'm sure it's not going to work in Alabama, so they can just stay right the heck out.
Yes. Assembly Bill 18 is a budget bill, basically, but in the back half of the budget bill, about half of the bill, 20 of the 40 or so pages, is Assembly Bill 1810. This sneaky bill gives defendants a chance to have the charges dismissed as well as evidence of their arrest erased from their record if they can convince a judge the crime they were arrested for was caused by a treatable mental disorder. Here's a few of the things they are considering mental disorder. Murder, child pedophilia, rape. These things they consider mental disorder. So basically what this means, and this is already passed, it's going to happen in California. I hope somebody sues to get this stopped. But basically what it is, I go out and I rape somebody. I go out and I shoot somebody just for the hell of it because I don't like them. Or say I raped the little girl next door because I'm a freak. Well, now I can go in front of a judge and say, oh, I'm sorry, Judge, I did it because I have a mental disorder. And the judge says, okay, well, we're going to send you to a psychiatrist for 2 years. So I don't go to jail. Nothing happens to me. I go to a psychiatrist. I'm free and clear out while I do this. In 2 years, the psychiatrist comes back and says, Judge, we've cured him of his pedophilia, of his murder, or whatever it is that I did. And the judge says, okay, you are now free and clear to go. No record. No felony, no jail time. You're just free.
One of the reasons why we have a punitive system is rehabilitation. Going to jail in itself is supposed to be to rehabilitate, to punish the individual for doing wrong against the individual or society, and to deter others from doing it. All right, so that's the reason why we have our laws.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah, this is not going to. It's not going to rehabilitate. Shrinks don't rehabilitate. Pain does. It's not going to keep others from doing it. Crying out loud, your little perverts and freaks are going to just run right over to California now.
Well, trust me, we got plenty of them here. And once they hear about this, they're just going to go hog wild because, hey, all I got to do is see a shrink for 2 years and I get off.
Now, is this automatic? I mean, let's say I get mad and I shoot somebody in California, which is very unlikely because I don't fly anymore and I'm not driving that far. But let's just say somehow I got over there and I shot somebody. Is it automatic? Will it be automatic that as soon as I go in front of the judge, I can say, hi, Judge, I'm crazy?
No, it's not automatic. Your lawyer's going to have to petition it. But, I mean, once this goes into effect, do you think every lawyer out there is not going to be using this?
Yeah, if you say this guy here, he's crazy, but this guy over here, we're not even going to give him a chance to prove he's crazy. Well, that's indiscriminate, isn't it? Or discrimination or something other. It's wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not gonna go like that. They're all going to be considered crazy, basically.
So everybody's crazy. Everybody goes to see a shrink. The shrinks get rich. They get cut loose in 2 years, and they go do it again. And since all the information was expunged from records, it's a brand new case.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, say a gang member or some kid goes out and shoots somebody as an initiation. Then they say, well, he's crazy. Okay, 2 years at shrink, he's off, no felony. He can go out and purchase a gun. And they're worried about people that shouldn't have guns buying guns. I mean, this is just insanity. It's just another way everything with the liberals is, oh, there's no consequences for anything you do.
They are so far off. I could never have imagined that the liberals or California would have been gone this crazy.
Trust me, neither could I. If you'd have said 10 years ago that it was going to be this crazy, I would have said, no, they're not that bad.
Yeah, well, now that they got the solid, they don't just have a foothold, they have total control. They have no boundaries.
Yeah. Well, and this all goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the globalists, the establishment. I mean, just the way the World Health Organization, has now made sex addiction a mental disorder. So now with this law in California, it's just going to help that. It will help the criminals, I should say. And, they're going to try to implement it in other places, too. So get ready for it, people.
Well, it ain't coming here. We'll have no part of it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, most likely it'll hit places like New York, Connecticut, the liberal states first. But, yeah, it could be coming.
Boy, I'm glad I don't travel anywhere anymore.
Oh, you should be.
Should be traveling?
No, but you should be glad you're not.
Oh, believe me, I am. Very happy about that.
Since we're on California news, I got another one here. All the dreamers that we have?
Yeah.
And you hear about, Trump is taking away children from their parents, and these illegals, they want to just come here and do good things and make it better for their families, which there are some people that do want to do that. I'm not going to say there's not. But this guy, a man suspected of seriously injuring his wife in Whittier with a chainsaw in front of their 3 young children, had been deported from the U.S. nearly a dozen times in the past 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Alejandro Alvarez, 32. This is what he did. He got mad at his wife for whatever reason, went out into the garage or the shed, grabbed the chainsaw, came inside with the kids inside, and started hacking his wife to death. She's in the hospital right now with a shredded arm, cuts and shreds to her chest, because obviously she was trying to protect herself. And I don't know if it was the kids screaming or he just somewhat came to his senses, but he dropped the chainsaw and took off in the family car. He drove for an hour or two, and then he decided to get out of that car and carjack somebody else so they wouldn't know which car he was in. And he was headed for, take a wild guess.
A sanctuary city of some sort.
Sort of, but he was headed for Mexico.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
why would he go there?
That's what the hit and run drivers do here. They hit somebody in L.A. and then they hightail it to Mexico. But anyways, he got caught at the border, thank God, and is now in jail. But it just goes to show that, this is what happens when we have weak immigration laws, weak borders, no security, weak presidents.
Well, it's not just there.
Oh, really?
Did you hear about the 13-year-old girl beheaded after seeing grandmother killed in Alabama cemetery?
What?
Yeah, even in Alabama. Owens Crossroads, Alabama. An Alabama 13-year-old was found dead in a wooded area last month, was beheaded after she saw 2 men stab her grandmother to death, an investigator testified Thursday. The grisly details of Mariah Lopez slaying came out during the preliminary hearing of Yanni Martinez Aguilar, Alabama.com, AL.com reported. Aguilar, 26, and Israel Gonzalez Palomino, 34, are each charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of Lopez and her 49-year-old grandmother and legal guardian, Aurelia Mendoza. Palomino is also charged with possession of methamphetamine. Now, if I recall this, I think the grandmother, they were heading out to get they're drug running, basically.
The grandmother was.
Well, I know these 2 cats were, and I think the grandmother was, if I remember correctly, they had some kind of argument.
So they were buying it from the grandmother.
Huh? So
they were buying it from the grandmother? Is that what was going on here?
I don't really remember. I don't think so, but they no, because the grandmother and one of those 2 cats had dated at one time. Anyway, they got in an argument. She lost her head just a little bit, and well, she didn't, but I guess her little granddaughter did. Well, it's a very sad thing, but the Aguilar and Palomino are not here legally.
Oh, imagine that.
It's hard to believe.
And I really hope that either one of those guys were dating the grandmother, because the other one, the daughter, is 13 years old, and those guys were 26 and 32.
Yeah.
So
now, and this is the thing: when California, they want to become a sanctuary state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, fine. After we extricate all the good people out of California and we put a wall between California and the rest of the country, otherwise they're a sanctuary state. And then now the illegals come up through California and then they just infiltrate the rest of the country.
I would be so for that, but there are just so many beautiful places in California that I hate to give it to these people.
And that's always my argument.
Yeah.
I love California. It's beautiful. It's just that retards, I snuck that word in again, that causes problems.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, well, these people, you just said something. There's some good people coming across. Yeah, you know what? There may be some hard workers, but we're not getting the best of anybody. Okay, lawyers aren't sneaking across the border. Doctors aren't sneaking across the border. Engineers, where are they found? Are they coming across the border? Nope. If they do, they do it legally.
Well, yeah, some of those are doing it with the overstaying their visas, but they can go too.
Yeah, well, that's true. And as far as unskilled workers, okay, we can use some unskilled workers, but we still have people on the welfare rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Put them to work. That's all I got to say about that.
Hear. I'm all for that. All
right.
You got anything else over there? Because I got one more.
No, bring it on. Suck it to us.
All right. We like to save kind of the lighthearted ones for last. This isn't really weird news, so I won't put it in that category. I won't bring out the weird news desk for this one, but this is both odd and funny at the same time, and a little bit sad. There's this guy named Jonathan Crenshaw. He's a 46-year-old homeless guy down in Florida. He considers himself a street artist. Thing is, he paints with his feet because he has no arms. So I guess that's kind of a feat in itself. Apparently last Tuesday night he was arrested in Miami Beach after stabbing a tourist who claims he punched him in the head when he was lying down. The thing is, he stabbed him with a pair of scissors that he used by holding his feet. And the tourist that got stabbed, 22-year-old guy, said all he was doing was asking for directions when he was attacked.
Well, I guess he got some directions.
He definitely got some directions. Here, let me point it out for you with these scissors I'm holding in my toes.
Yeah, you ask a guy with no arms for directions, how's he going to point?
So there you go. Moral of that story, don't ask a homeless street artist that has scissors in his feet for directions.
Yeah. Oh, and a little note to Slippy, our old buddy Slippy.
Yeah.
Cows kill more people than sharks do each year.
I believe that.
Just in case he's listening, that was a response to something he asked a new guy.
Oh, man. Let's see. I've been surfing for, close to 40 years now. I've never been attacked by a shark. I've been attacked 3 times by a cow while I was surfing.
When you say cow, never mind.
Sea
About
cow.
to walk into some deep water there.
And they can swim pretty good. They're fast.
Sea cows. You've been attacked by sea cows.
No, I'm joking.
I know you are. I was trying to corner you in there. But I was thinking large women in one piece bathing suits.
Oh, well, I've never been attacked by one, but I've seen plenty of those.
You surfed over them and they tracked you down and bit your leg off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've ended with a little bit of insanity and very, very rude behavior.
It's what we do best.
That's great. Yeah. Well, maybe we can do it again Wednesday. Maybe not.
Well, that's the great thing.
We tried to do one Wednesday, and Sasquatch was just wiped out from work.
Yes, I was tired.
I understand that. Huh?
You said, yeah, I was tired. I just was, tired and hot, I should say.
Yeah. Well, stand out there in a flight line and go into a helicopter. I'm not trying to one-up you or anything, but when the temperature's like 160 degrees and the part of an aircraft is enclosed, yeah, you come out looking like you took a shower with your clothes on, but you don't smell like it.
I definitely don't envy you for having to be out on that flight line, that's for sure.
Well, you know, there's some good aspects of it. I get to go deaf from APU runs and that kind of stuff, and helicopters flying by or taxiing by. Yeah. What'd you say? I can't hear you. Speak up, Sonny.
Well, it all makes sense now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, 20 years from now, well, I'm sure we'll still be doing this, except for I won't be listening to you. You're going to have to do a teleprompter type thing on my keyboard so I know what you're saying.
Well, hopefully technology will catch up by then.
Well, that'd be great. But in case it doesn't, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be gone before then, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doomed in the near future. So what should we do?
Drink up.
Except for me, I'm sticking to tea. Good night.
Back in the USSR.